So the 2022 season has come to an end, and in this video I'm going to go over some of the calls I got wrong, and I want to say I'm sorry. But not only am I going to go over the calls I got wrong, but I'm also going to go over what we learned through this process. The first player we're going to kick off with is going to be Elijah Moore from the New York Jets. I was telling you all offseason how much I loved his value at wide receiver 35, and unfortunately he ended as the wide receiver 81. Not only that, he also had 0 games where he was within the top 25 of wide receivers. So much went into why his season went pretty bad, but I'm going to go over why I was so big on him to begin with. A lot of the reasoning behind why I was so big on Elijah Moore in 2022 was because of that stretch he had from week 9 through week 13 where he was the wide receiver 2 only behind Justin Jefferson. And there was 2 key stats that he was absolutely phenomenal in. The first one being his win rate versus man coverage. He actually was 15th overall among qualifying wide receivers. The other one was his route win rate, where he was actually number 9 overall. Fast forward to 2022, he didn't do so hot in those categories. He was 81st overall and also 43rd in those respective stats. Part of why this season went bad for Elijah Moore was because of the emergence of his rookie counterpart, Garrett Wilson. Plus, it also didn't help that he was unhappy with the organization and was looking for a trade mid-season. The next player that I was completely wrong on is going to be Cole Kmet from the Chicago Bears. His ADP was tight end 13 and he actually missed the mark by ending as tight end 16. But let's go over as to why I was so big on Cole Kmet to begin with. His totals in 2022 took a dip, and it was quite evident in these 2 following categories. He had 10 fewer receptions and he also had 63 fewer receiving yards. But this is a weird situation that we're going to look into because his snap share improved as well as his target share. He was 6th overall in 2021. He actually was number 1 in snap share among tight ends. Additionally, his target share rate improved from 11 to 8 in 2022. But you start to peel back the curtain a little bit more and you see something actually really interesting. His average target distance, or ADOT, actually didn't do so hot. He was actually 22 overall among tight ends as opposed to when he was 10 overall in 2021. A lot of what helped salvage most of Cole Kmet's season was the fact that he had 7 total receiving touchdowns, 5 of which came in the red zone, and he actually ranked only 2nd in that category behind Travis Kelce, especially considering that he had 0 touchdowns in 2021 with 4 fewer targets in the red zone. What made Cole Kmet's season really tough to watch was the fact that his first 8 games was a complete nightmare. He had 2 goose eggs to open up the season, and from weeks 1 through 8, he actually was the tight end 31. Now, there was something promising about Cole Kmet's season because from week 9 to week 18, he actually was the tight end 4, averaging 12.4 fantasy points per game. So 2023, I'm feeling a little bit optimistic, but still very disappointing season for Cole Kmet. Now, the next player that I'm sorry for actually is a positive one. So I'm sorry if you listen to me because I was wrong on AJ Brown. This is what's crazy because AJ Brown saw over 100 targets in back-to-back seasons prior to going to Philadelphia. And I was quite skeptical of this because Philadelphia was a bottom 6 passing attempt offense. They also were bottom 8 in passing yards. But now 2022 was a whole different story. Philadelphia was the 9th best team in passing yards, and this actually led to AJ Brown having a career high in targets with 145. Not only that, but he also had a career high in receiving yards with 1,495 and also tied a career high with touchdowns with 11 total. Man, thankfully I was wrong because as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, it was awesome to see Hurts take leaps in his passing game. The offensive line was awesome all season long, and the fact that you had AJ Brown as the alpha wide receiver in that offense truly unlocked him in this system and was a huge asset for you for those that drafted him in fantasy football. So hey, for more videos on how you can improve in fantasy football, be sure to check these videos out. Thank you for watching. Keep it 100.